I hope that you all have been having a lovely day. I dropped the grandkids off this morning, so I'm getting things done, which has not been easy to do at all for the last couple of days, but that's okay, because that's one of those things where, hey, it's lucky to have this moment in the first place. Anyhow, I switched gears last night. I got caught up. I don't know if anybody else has done this, but last night I got caught up learning how to do color holds in Photoshop. So because of that, I didn't finish yesterday's page. First time I've done that. However, 61 pages in a row, not half bad. However, I have a number of pages in addition to the ones that I'm doing day to day. And I'm working at the page from yesterday's become a 2-page story. So that's why it's not done, really. Part of it's done. The other part is not. So I will have that finished tonight and post it tomorrow. But in the interim, I posted this. This is Everything Gets Older. It's a rather silly page. This is, I don't do licensed people very much. This was an exception. Don't like breaking the rules. But it was a lot of fun. And I tried to make it distinctly different enough that it's not necessarily a direct thing off a licensed character. However, it clearly is, full of baloney, the rest of us. So it's been a busy week. Let's roll through it. Monday, I started with What Is It Good For? This is a 2-page piece that I did, and I learned how to do Slap Dragon. Thank you, Didi. And in the course of doing so, I got to figure out all kinds of fantastic modulation of the paper's surface, all kinds of exciting little bits and bobs of making a mess of my paper so that I can draw over top of it for whatever random reason I do that for. So this is a 2-page thing. Hey, look out, Jim Luan. How you doing, buddy? And this is first page, second page. And then there's all kinds of conflict images in behind these 2 characters. And then switched gears again, went back to ballpoint, did get back out there about Humpbacks That Go to Space. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, it was purely digital. And this is about a guy waking up in an alien spaceship alone. So, and then we have Mr. Rogers Meets New Friends, which is Ladybug Mr. Rogers. So this is the 3 words to come up with a story idea from 3 words pulled out of a bag of ideas that Didi has, Didi Willingham. So check out Didi's channel. Check out Jim's channel. All kinds of great things are happening with people right now, and I'm so excited. I can't recommend enough people's things to check out at the moment. But I got my favorites. I'm really excited for what Jim's working on, not just because Jim's here. I'm really excited for his new film. And then this is last night. I did this last night. It was penciled before, but the rest of it was all last night. I learned how to do color holds, and so color holds is changing the color of the line art. And I learned how to do it as an entire layer, so I can just go and pick and choose on whatever lines I want, whatever colors, which is really compelling to me. And so I did a funny, and I made a funny page. So, and then this is the start. And again, color holds. This is where I started. Okay, I started to do putting together all the images for the page. And then I learned how to do color holds, and then I just got sidetracked and got completely carried away on another page. And so I've only got one piece of page 1 put together so far, but we're in the course of doing some more. And yeah, it's really exciting. I really am enjoying this one. The page that I'm working on currently is first time we discover an alien race. It's us. So I have this whole story, this whole narrative about it, and all involves time. So, yeah, it's good fun when you can get dialed into something. But I'm probably going to end up doing a stream this weekend. We'll see. But it's been a chaotic week, and I appreciate everybody's understanding with the grand babinos here with me. But March break, and Mom and Dad were incapacitated because they both had procedures done. So a heck of a week, but we got through it. All right, so let me switch a Rooney to the other camera. Actually, I'll show you this. Hi, on my hand. Okay, I'll show you this. This is the original page art for the whoopsie-daisy, for the one page that I posted for today. And why I'm saying I'm probably going to do a stream tomorrow or Sunday is because I'll show you the original art and all that stuff there. This is the original page art. It's actually a photocopy of it because somebody's already bought this page for me. So yeah, all right. So there we are. So I started it in this upright portrait format, 9-panel grid, and decided instead to switch it out, to switch a room and turn it into the landscape format that you saw me post today. So, or hopefully you saw me post today. But yesterday, my granddaughter randomly walked up to me and gave me a bunch of these, I don't know what you call them, speech cards. And they never were this cool when I was a kid, I'll be honest. And so I thought, hey, why don't we can do something on these. What can we do on these? So I've got 3 different colors, to my knowledge. Yeah, there's one pink, primary is blue, and a couple of yellow. So what do you think about we rip up the pink and the yellow and put those onto some of the blue? Now, I don't have it chosen. Index cards. Thank you, Didi. Thank you very much. Hello. Yeah, the paper things. So, yeah. So why don't I share these guys up? Well, it's too late now. I've already done it. So today it was really fun having you on the stream the other day. Really, really, truly fun. I gotta be honest, I haven't had that much fun in a while. I haven't, I've had I've been really lucky in that the people that have come and hung out with me on the stream, yourself and Jim and Gary, and really, really fun people. Really talented people too. It's, I'm a bit in awe still that such talented people are spending time with this chubby Asian Canuck. But it's all good in the hood. So, yeah, ripping up little bits and bobs. Let's save this one. I'm going to treasure it. What am I missing here? I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up. Hi, Jim. Oh, thanks. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. That's I had a lot of fun with that. That's the Mr. Rogers. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a lot of fun. I'll do some more of those, I think. Good afternoon, Philip. We've got some more people here. Listen, so the same thing stands. I got to put this up before we forget because this is what Chris does. If you have a one-page comic idea that you can put in 1 or 2 sentences, put it here in the chat. If you're watching this video after it has been recorded, put it in the comments. Don't be bashful. Bring it. Bring it. Today's musical selection of choice is the Tragically Hip. There's some Kitty Indiana for you. Okay, so I got to move this. Lori has brought me some books home from her library, some tourism books. We're throwing the library people off by making them think we're going someplace. And it's largely just because there's all kinds of fantastic little fun images, little random little things that, get to look around at and, get some inspirado. Some inspirado from. So, okay. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how the paper, the pencil pen and white white ink on paper is going. It's now a 2-page piece. Thank you, Judy. Someone else fell in the blank. It ain't gonna be this good. Yeah, somebody fill in the blank. That's fun. So this is I learned how to do color holds. I don't know if a color hold is, but this page. So I started formatting yesterday's page. In case for those that tried late, I started formatting yesterday's page, which is now a 2-page piece. That's why I'm not done. So I'll post it tomorrow. I started it, and then I learned how to do a color hold. So there's a brown line on the outside of this panel, and then there's yellow on the engines here. There's blue on the planet. So I learned how to do that, and then I got completely carried away with it and did this entire page color hold. So I can't tell you how many colors are on that. But blue lines here, red lines here, brown lines there, a darker blue over there. It's just having fun, right? And once you learn something, really, really go for it. This is kind of what I'm referring to today. This is kind of what I'm talking about today. Don't stop learning. Digital art is not my forte. It's not my background, and it's not something that by any means has been an available option for me for years. But we're there now, and so I'm still learning things. And while it might seem to be such a given for other people that it's a color hold, man, really? You just learned that now? Yeah, I'm not doing any higher education here. I'm not learning what I'm learning from any tutorial aspect other than I'll kick up a YouTube video and learn. And I am a huge advocate of that for folks. So if you have that availability for yourself, chase after something you don't normally do. Learn something that you haven't previously tried, and see what it gives you. Right? Just play. Because you never know how you're going to be able to incorporate that, like I did on that the space page, the Aliens We Find Are Us. And then I went and just colored an entire page with that, just to see if I could, just for sketch, just to really push those color holds over and over again, so it sort of sits in the old cabeza here. Okay, so here's a fun in the sun little bit. Now, I could just be sensible, put this in a dish, and work from there. This paint tray is about an inch thicker than it actually is, just because so many years of using it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to throw down some stuff on the surface. The plan for this page is to do individual independent panels and stitch them together once scanned in the photo of Shoppies, and to assemble something that way. But before we get down to the doodly doing, let's make a mess. Let's put some stuff together, see what it gives us. And but if anybody has a one-page idea today, let me know. Judy says, "How have you been, Philip?" Oh, good old Philip. Hey, Philip Chandler did an announcement recently on his YouTube, and if anybody didn't get a chance to see it, please go check it out. One, you get a different view in his studio. Sneaky, peeky. And two, Philip talks about some of his plans he's got coming up, and I, for one, I'm looking forward to those. I'm sure others are as well. Philip went through the grinder. I hope you don't mind me saying this, Phil. Philip went through the grinder last year. It's one of those complicated years where a bunch of things all kept coming up at him. Now he's swinging for the fences again. Not that he ever stopped, but now look out. He's been in the batter's cage, you know what I mean? All right. No rhyme or reason of what I'm doing here. No pre-planned setup of where I'm placing things here. I'm just smushing, right? Because you know I'm going to do whatever on top anyways. All right. So the thing with the medium down is that there's certain things that you can't use now. And just because the medium resists them, right? So that's always the challenge. But keep your eye out for more announcements of some of Philip's plans. Philip Chandler, everybody, go check out his YouTube. All right. So the current page that I'm on right now is 62. And since the start of the year, that's 62 pages live. I think I've done all of them live. Maybe not. Weekend ones, I don't think I do live. But I think I got to do something with these at this point. And I'm curious if anybody wants to be involved in figuring out what process with me. Not because I can't, just because it's fun to share and involve others. Your brain hurts from all this thinking. All right. So just making a mess. That's all we're doing at the start here. What do we have here? Excellent. Excellent. What am I missing? Trying to keep up, folks. Not great at that. I've been on the lookout for mods, but there's no Vespas in my neighborhood. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Try the veal. You get that joke. You're probably old. Yeah. Just found some rude boys. See? Keeping at it. Okay, so I've got 3. I'll do one more, and let's get crack-a-lackin'. Because if there's one thing my godfather used to tell me, come on, get it. You got to get up, get it down. Well, he was right. All right. Almost done. Oh, that's a good idea. You can ask that people put comments in caps when asking you something. That helps. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Thank you, Didi. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind putting your comments in caps when directed to this lunatic. Why is everyone shouting at me? I used to just not care about punctuation until one of the kids told me that, Dad, everything in caps means you're shouting. And so I sent a message back in capitals that said, sorry. All right. Question, Chris, why on God's green earth? Well, if there's one way I can answer that, it's through the sage advice of Lorne Greene, great Canadian actor, star of Bonanza and the original Battlestar Galactica. And if Lorne was here, he'd say, because it's good. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know. If you're talking about why am I messing up the surface, just because I can't ever let it be easy on myself. All right. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now, ideas. Let's go to the book. So what have I got outstanding? I'll let you choose, folks. Rock and Roll Librarian. That's one. Done. Haunted Bowtie. I'm not doing that one. And I want to do this cause and effect page at some point. You try to figure stuff out. Okay, so there's multiple Earths, a house that everyone knows is haunted, a citadel at the end of time, Rock and Roll Librarians. That's our 4. I can say it again if that helps. Citadel at the end of time, haunted house that everybody knows about, Rock and Roll Librarians. Oh, why not? Cause and effect. I'll put that into. Yeah, that's I can write them down. I can write them down. So if anybody has a vote, throw it in. Philip's still giggling at my haunted bow tie. It's just the dumbest idea. Citadel, time, and haunted house. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that the gun was loaded. Everybody knows. Captain Love. It's Leonard Cohen. Huh? Leonard Cohen. He wrote Hallelujah. He wrote lyrics like, "This place is dead like heaven on a Saturday night." It's if you're feeling too positive, if you're feeling way too peppy, put on some Leonard Cohen. Huh? He'll slow you down. I got some electrical tapes. Now, this is sacrilege to my youngest because he's 3 weeks to go and he becomes an electrician. And what are you doing with all this tape? I'm going to put it in pictures. What? Didi says, which one do I want to do? I'm good. I'll do any of them. Part of the fun is I don't pre-think anything, right? So you pick. All right. Well, let's go haunted house. I don't know. It's the last one. We'll throw that one in. But we'll be attacking. I think Frank's suggestion is Rock and Roll Librarians. We'll put that in next week. Cause and Effect may well be a short story. But, All right. Hey, look at this. I got this book on New England. Let's get crazy. First thing I see is Didi, and it looked like she was cussing. So, this book about New England, where they make the chowder. See if we can flip him through quick and see if a scary house appears. I got one. Found a house. Too big. Too many rooms in that house. Although I suppose you wouldn't see the common house here. What we got there? All right, here's our house. Okay, so that's it. There's my big Inspirato. I'm thinking that this won't stay open. That's a heavy book when you can't even get it to stay open with a paint tray. Look at this calamity. All right. And now I'm not in camera. I'm winning today, folks. Okay, so yeah, it's been a long week for me. I've had my 2 oldest grandkids for the entire week, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to just relax for a moment. and do some things that I haven't really had an opportunity to do until now. Just because the kids need some time. That's fine. But now I got some time on my hands. I've got a couple things I got to catch up on for my day projects, and then I've got the 2-page from yesterday to finish. See, normally I'll do a 2-page piece on Friday, and the reason that I'll do it on Friday is so that I can take an extra day if I need to on the Sunday to get it done. But no such luck. No such luck. For some reason, I started one on a Thursday. Only because I chose for it to be, I'm having fun drawing this. I'm going to draw some more astronauts. There's nobody that forced me to make that 2 pages. All right. For our American friends, I don't know if you're familiar with the Tragically Hip or not, but they're one of those groups that are, popular here in old Karnataka. It's they're a lot of fun. I highly recommend them. I'm so in the image already, I'm making far more foliage than there is in the original, and I'm going to push the values a little bit. So bear with me as I'm quickly putting this together. So the idea here is each of these Post-its is a panel. That's what I'm going for. Okay, real question. I see something in caps. What's your favorite time of the day or night for everyone? Your favorite time of the day or night? It's a good question. I have a dicey answer. And my dicey answer is because it sounds subjective, but I like in the morning or in the evening when everybody's in bed, except for me. So whatever time o'clock that is. And the only reason that I like that time the most is that I let the weird leak out. And I know that I can just go off in my noggin and just I free flow that way, and I work probably twice as fast as any other time of the day. And I catch up on all my slow pokery. Anybody else? Frank says the time I'm sleeping. Day or night? What's your favorite hours usually? So, Didi says morning for art, night for reading. Oh, that's cool. So, 10 o'clock. I don't have insomnia, but I've always slept very, very little, and so because of that, I sleep. Now that I take medication for sleeping because of my diabetes, I sleep about 6 hours a night, and that's lots. That's lots of sleep for me. So, but generally, I'll work till 2. From 10 o'clock, quiet and isolated in the studio space. Everybody snug as bugs in the beds. Everybody is just really just Lori and our youngest, but that's my productive time. Jim says he's a 9 a.m. guy. It's interesting. So that's 9 a.m. going out the door to a shop and sitting down and getting to it. That's kind of cool. Salazar Art Nation, the misses. How's the misses? I think, Philip, do you have something to tell us? Did you get married last night? Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, with the pressure of the lines that I'm putting down, TD says 7 to 12 a.m. usually for art. We got up at 4:30 a.m. What is your hubby, in the military? Yeah, we get up probably about 6 to 8, and I get my coffee, do my morning routine, and then sit down, either 8 or 9 o'clock. So I'm a slipwalk. I'm a late riser. So I'm taking this image that I found in this random tourism guide to New Hampshire. I'll take the bait. Frank. My mister's fine. Frankly, he's fine. I like the idea of changing the state of something. Here's this fun little house, and I'm going to just make it a shambles. Yeah, fun. You know what? I'm tired of this book. So we're just going to do this, and then this, Goodbye, book. He has no patience, that Chris. So, so initially with this haunted house story, the house at the end of the lane that everybody knows is haunted. Everybody knows. That's my granddaughter rubbing off of me. It's the greatest faces that come out of kids. Grandpa, can I have some gum? No. What? It makes you guess about, second guess yourself for a second there. Maybe I should have given him some gum. He took such offense to that. So I'm putting in the shrubbery. I'm going to come in with a gray in a moment and do some punches, but why don't I just do it now? Save the suspense. But the idea is initially to just establish that, like I usually say, that first shot on a page needs to establish the scene, the contextual narrative. Whenever you're doing a story, no matter what the length of it is, there has to be some framing to it. There has to be some sort of context for the reader. They got to have some degree of comprehension of where things are and what's going on. And if you can't afford that for your space, I'm telling you, you should, because it allows the reader to have a sense of locality. And that allows them to have a sense of stakes for the characters in the story. Where are they? In what place? With who? And then you can focus on the dilemma, but that dilemma is framed within the structure, whatever the dilemma is. Somebody put chocolate in my peanut butter, whatever other crazy old television commercials you can think of. But it allows them to focus on that because they have this sense of equilibrium established by knowing where all the different parts are, where the scene is located and who's there and what's snapping. What's your name? You dead? Do I need to shake you at all? I'm so used to shaking paint markers, I just shook an alcohol-based marker. Oh, that's fun. Frank's favorite time is when he feels productive. That's a good thing, Frank. It's a fun little milking thing that's going on there. And on the page, because of where medium had been put down previously, I'm going to use that little effect to wherever I can here, because I like what that does for changing tones and values and happy accidents. Said that. Rob something. Bob something. We're gonna put a happy little tufts of grass over here, and yeah. So does anybody have any huge plans this weekend? Is there any special holidays? Is it St. Patrick's Day? Do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day where you are? I know Dee Dee does. She put up this cute doll Barbie display this morning of this St. Patrick theme to it. Dee Dee says, want me to share my techniques for making mist and fog? Is it dry brush? Yeah, go ahead. What is it? I haven't put any mist and fog in yet. Okay. So I'm just squaring out these windows where the windows are going to go. All right. I was getting a call from Ohio. Acrylic paint and baby wipes. No, I do not have baby wipes. Do I have white acrylic paint? Does a Pope dance in the woods? We do have baby wipes someplace, but right now I just don't know. There are a few things more fun than watching a whole bunch of people. I used to work as a cooler a couple of bars in London here. And there's a few things more fun than watching college kids vomit up green beer. Tell each other that they love each other so much. I love you, Tabby. I love you too, Cindy. Oh my God, hold my hair. That's good. Sitting on a curb. The best is when you've got small people at home and you're just looking at these college kids and going, oh my Lord. All right. Okay, so I've got a little bit of fun in the sun. I used to have tons of babies wipes. I used ton of baby wipes for my collage cleanups. Is that right? Find out more about that. Yeah. Show me on a stream. That sounds great. Welcome. Mist and fogs. Do you feel particularly Irish today, frankly? I am of direct Irish descent, meaning direct. I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Like I said, work on those days downtown. Yep. Burn it right out of you. Okay, so throwing down some white in here. Hey, Corbin. Corbin has joined us, folks. Sorry, buddy. I put a book on his chair. He's mad at me now. I'm just trying to say. It's just a day for me. I don't do anything special for it now that I don't go to school. Pinching people. Does that pinch me? I'm Irish. I think that when there's people that just, hey, it's a day to enjoy, and especially if it's part of their heritage, but there's also a great deal of people that are Irish for the day, and I don't think they understand what it means just to be a person from Ireland. Fighting. It means fighting. So I'm not doing big hits of weight, a lot of broken lines, and largely just because, I'm making it dirty, messing it up, messing and fussing. Half Scottish, so more of a thing personally for me. Yeah, my mom's side is direct British, so every 5th of November I try to blow up the Parliament buildings. Malcolm says it's dreary out today. Hey, the best holidays are ones that it's pouring rain on, because then it's all about commitment. That's where you see the committers or quitters. All right. Good to have pigment on your brush, huh? So putting down some little marks down here in the foreground. I haven't actually drawn this image right to the bottom yet, but I will. I'll get there. That's nice of you. There, look at Jim. Huh? Look at Jim touching my heart. That's nice of you. Do or do not, Chris. There is no try. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Didi. I'll take a look at that. Play with that a little bit. We have baby wipes somewhere in the house. I just don't know where they are right now. If I knew where they were, I might be forced to change diapers when grandchildren are over. So I cannot find them. It's all part of my very cunning plan. The running away from responsibility of diapers. Okay, so here's our first foray in. Here's the first panel. A little bit more to it in a second here. Just putting a little bit of scribbly dabbles textures in here. I'm not overly concerned about everything being spent and polished. I'm purposely making this page scribbly rough, fun, doodly-doo, you know. Sometimes it's fun to just try different things out and make a mess. And something that you wouldn't normally do. Well, I want my lines to look all consistent and have some degree of representation to them. Yeah. I'll get, I promised, I'm sorry. I'm going to get something out in a second. But you see what I'm going to do with this anyhow. What I was saying is that I think there's something to just making some marks, just making some mess and seeing what that does for you. Let's try this guy out. He was kind of hatchy and junky before, so let's see if we can get some of that hatchy, junky stuff out of it. Yeah, he's on his way out. Okay, I'm going to grab some. So, some of the things that I've done over time with mixed media, I'm going to get out a couple of my portfolios because I have a few. What's this? Okay, so I got one. What are you? Two. It's all big stuff. And third. Okay. So, okay. With some of the, grab these. I just grabbed three. So, some of the things that I'll try. I'm going to make a little room. Give me 1 second. Some of the things I'll try when I'm working that sort of changes notions about stuff is that I'll try different combinations of things. Now, if the glare's too bad, I'll start pulling things out of sleeves. But this page is, these pages are paper. The paper's torn intentionally, but there's a pencil crayon image on these pages. I sent you a picture of a Canadian bacon burrito yesterday, Chris. Yes, I got that, Frank. I gave it a big heart, big old heart, and a bacon Canadian burrito. So this is one approach, and I'm writing by hand the text on the page and talking about the hardships of conflict. So this page, so here's another page where the whole thing is drawn in just a typical felt tip pen, and it's with as minimal lines as I can. But what I did is that I have all these little squares of paper that I put together for craft with the kids. And well, I had so many left over that I just sat down and started doing small independent drawings on those, and eventually formatted an entire book of those. But this was a lot of fun to do. Now, this is how my handwriting was in the earlier days before I started doing my lettering in Photoshop. So this is about 2015, and am I ever happy not to have to do this nonsense again? But you can get all kinds of fun little effects trying different things. This is a couple of pages from Sam the Private Eye. So this is dipping ink, and that's grease pencil for the red around those. And then the letters are a letter set. Like, so they're, I'm not sure wherever, if anybody here remembers, but I have tons of this. I have an entire box of this, and what it is it's all, pull one out here. It's these letter graphics that you rub over with a pencil and it adheres to the surface underneath. And I have an entire box of this and various Zipatones that you put on over their plastic overlays on pages. And so what I would do is I would sit down and do some of my early lettering in that way. And I'll still do it now. I've been looking for something to put that down on, and that might be this page today. But these are some of those pages with the dipping ink. And what have I got? Okay, this is just random. Okay, so here's a couple of the other pages. These are from my alphabeteries. So this page here, where the net is, this is actually, Paul says that Sam the Private Eye does look like him a bit. I'm glad to hear you say that. That's fun. So this is an onion bag. That's what this is, to make the butterfly net. Is that I cut out a piece of onion bag and I adhered it down, and then so there's some more down here. There's some textured into the greenery, and yeah, it's butterfly people. It's butterfly people chasing little people in the forest area. Just silly fun. Here's an example of. So this is what I mean by use anything. I don't know if this is picking up or not. All the texture in here. This is tissue paper on top of regular paper, and adhered down to the surface to monkey around with it, to change around with it. And then I this is a single page piece. If I wanted to be drive a fly, an airplane, when I was a big little girl banana boy. Memory's a fuzzy thing. So, lots of silly fun. Committed has the onion paper again. Another usage of Committed. Here's a Committed creator. There's somebody getting committed. And this is the sort of stuff I talk about, of just putting material down and finding a visual element in that. This is just some paint swiped down with a palette knife, and then for whatever reason, I've scribbled pencil over top of that. I like a lot of those sort of graphic elements, and I think that creatively we can do so much more to our imagery if we just let go of convention and do whatever we want. This is just typical graphite on a piece of paper. I'll put these away later. This is, okay, here's where we're getting some fun. Pull those out. This is La Luna, the moon, right? So this is just ballpoint pen. And I think I used 2 ballpoint pens, black and blue. And I think I got a Sharpie and a white pen, jelly roll in there. This page is a little bit of, no, it's black ballpoint pen and blue tape. And so the blue tape with the white pen, the blue tape starts to become a physical visual element because of, the different effects that we can pull out of that. So what this is all part of what I'm suggesting about give a try to any old mediums you can. Here is Oh, Dee already noticed the Rear Window. This is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock film, by the way. This is just traditional black pen Sharpie and just hand drawn and put in there. So I chose to do the bad person across the way, as opposed to doing Jimmy Stewart. This is a felt tip pen. I really like doing all kinds of little bits and business, little patterns. But for some reason, I only like to use that kind of pen to do this, with the hatches and really just focusing on purely on scribbling line content and using just hash marks and stuff to simulate fur, etc. But this is a lot of fun, this page. Then so these are from either the Alphabeatery or the short story release books. But I think any Hitchcock fan usually says Rear Window is their favorite. I know a lot of people that like Psycho, Above and Beyond. Flat out Psycho's their jam. Whole conversation with a bunch of friends one night. So this is brown manila paper, whitewash over top of it, but just pencil. And then the ink is just for the letters. And it's all about Lou Reed. You know, it's no one will read this, and that's artistic. Okay, so this is when I start getting a little weird. So here is, this is a traditional felt tip pen, Sharpie. And I think most people start creatively using those two things, right? This is where, this is homemade paper that I made myself out of just recycling all kinds of junk mail, right? And pulping it down, and then using a screen method and a squishing all the binding method. You can use cornstarch. I don't know if people have done that, but this is You Can't Write. That's me as a kid, sitting in my wagon. That's how I would do. Pencil crayon on a blue piece of paper. So this is a fun one. There's no real story here. I just wanted to draw in pencil crayon. That's it. But sometimes it's just about trying something out, right? This is another one where it's ballpoint pen and wow, some white pen as well, and just straight on blue tape as a visual element device. It's the whole embedding the tape into the image so that the focus is entirely on the architect, but covering it up at the same time and putting the image over top. So using it within the confines of the page. Now this is I've talked about these before. So this is acrylic and pencil crayon on the paper, and then over top of that is another pencil crayon image on blue paper that's just stuck down to it. Just testing something out, just trying something out, right? And I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at. If anybody has any questions, put them in caps. Yeah, that is easier to see. So somebody asked if Frank lives in New England. No, Frank lives far, far away. Far Texas joke. So here is another mixed media on random pieces of paper stock, right? And even so, I've attached two together. There's that little seam you can see here of the overlap. And on Fence, these are letters. These are stamp letters, little metal letters that you put on a stamp pad and then put them. I used to have printing presses and 5 cabinets full of type, and I would take the different pieces of type and apply them into work. So Fence is if you take a piece of cardboard, corrugated paper, okay, and you separate it down the center, and you get the corrugated bit in the middle. Well, so I did that, and I cut a piece of it out, and I made a fence out of it. And in case nobody gets that, I stamped fence into it. This is So I'm just trying to show all the different kinds. This isn't a, hey, look what I can do. This is you can try all these different kinds of things. There is a blue acrylic on this paper. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, Paul. And then I went over the blue acrylic on the paper with a lighter blue stamp to develop all of this texture in here, right? And then I carved out the forest area by doing the reverse. So I did the light shining through the trees. And then the text goes down for the story. The "it was the unknown" is some of those letters that I showed you earlier. And so just trying, here's acrylic as opposed to pencil crayon. Here's just little hashes of things. There's some more doing the stamping in a medium, but then lightly scrumbling over top of them so that I can draw out some of their information, right? And another approach to the trees with just acrylic and just using it as a silhouette. Just trying different things, just throwing whatever at the wall and seeing what sticks. And if you, I don't know if you can see it in there, but there's also, I haven't shown these, but this is the best one you can see it on. There's pieces of paper for no reason whatsoever, just stuck into the surface. So there's one here, big one there, and there's a big one here. Another one down there. There's some clear stamping again. So that's another approach. That's the zombie piece that's in the one-page comic extravaganza. This is some of the blue ballpoint. This is I've done entire books in ballpoint pen and white and a blue pencil crayon. So that's what this is. And the amount of information, I think there's a green pencil in here too. The amount of information that we can put together with just exploring the little marks, the little hash marks, and how, just going about gently on the surface, the different pressures that we put down, of course, do different values to the ink that we put down, but you can get a great amount of detail, and you can get a great amount of differentiation of value on your surface by pressure and pressure alone from your pen there. This is from the book Trials of Apex, and it's about a couple that find something in their field, in their farm. Oh, thanks, Frank. Thank you, frankly. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up, folks. Did much a black and white person is certain by Hitch? I don't think he did Monkey's Paw, frankly. Did Hitchcock ever do a version of Monkey's Paw? I don't believe so. I've got all Hitchcock's films, and he might have in his Hitchcock television show. That went on for 5-6 seasons. So there might be a Monkey Paw episode in there. Thank you, frankly, and thank you, Dee Dee. Oh, I'm glad. I'm not just sitting here. Look at all the things I've done. I appreciate it. Yeah, people are liking that and getting something from it. So this is, again, just different ways of trying to simulate reality with a couple of different tools. Blue pencil, blue pen. And that limitation forces you to really explore, what details do I put down with the pencil? What details do I put down with the pen? What kind of contrast can I make between the two? Right? So, there's an entire book's worth of pages over here. But this is some of the cover work that I've done. So this is a print because the original is much bigger. But this is ballpoint pen, white paint, blue. There's some blue pencil crayon in there and a blue wash. And so that's the cover of the first book. So yeah, but, I really like the wheat. And then here's from another book, In the Land of Hyacinth Blues. So this is the big city that the whole thing takes place in. And so as an opening page, it just sets a contextual setting for the piece. It's the whole, here's where it is, here's where things take place. This is where all the stuff is happening. It sort of gives you a feeling for that. This is part of a book. This is a bridge here in London called Blackfriars. I'm sorry, this is Meadow Lily. This is the Meadow Lily Bridge. They're twins. These two bridges are on the opposite sides of the city, and they're twins. And so this is drawn in white pencil crayon and a black pen. So I did something fun because it talks about crossing Credit River in the story. And so I hid coins under the water. I don't know if anybody picked up on that, but it's a lot of thinking about subtraction as much as you're thinking about when you're working with white pencil crayon over with ink. You can't go over the ink and white pencil crayon because the ink's going to show through. So you have to think of subtracting that out as you're going. So, and you can't draw on white first because on this color of paper, it really doesn't show up well. But so, you know, it's a lot of fun, but there's a bit of process to that. Here's a locomotive that I did for a piece. And these are prints of those because the pieces are off in the wind. This is a marching band at the Stones Fall event. It's in a story, right? It's in the context of a story. Sorry, I put those in the image a little better. I got lots of, these are prints that I would do. And this is from a piece where I would insert a character into a world, kind of like I Know My Name is Simon Land of Chalk Drawings kind of a vibe. And so this is him going through the theme park that's fallen apart. Thank you, Philip. That's nice, yeah. So yeah, you know, just trying different stuff. But now that I have the ability with Photoshop to do it, because this is all traditional stuff, now that I have the ability to do some of these effects in Photoshop, I don't have to have the border around them. I can still figure out ways to make them pop out. But this is two lions, a tiger, and a crane. And I try to show the rebar come through the hind area of the lion. Yes, Corbin. That's just another panel from the Trials of Apex book. There's a little print there. And yeah, buddy. He's bored. He's just stuck here alone with me. So this is white pen and pencil on blue with black pencil as well on blue heavy grade cardstock. I like this thick heavy cardstock because you can really beat it up. This is just another line art piece of a guy getting fired. So this is heavily modified and colored in Photoshop. It's the first thing where I really went nuts with coloring on this page. And it's about a guy gets fired at the Fun Factory, so he decides to strip down to his underpants. This is one of my favorite pages. That is possibly one of my dumbest jokes. Give it a sec, sorry. So this is from the Alphabetery series that I did. And alphabeteries are, it's what monks would use to teach people the alphabet, to teach people to read. A, apple, B, boy, right? T, nothing starts with the letter T. All right, so that's some of the different ways, and that's just pencil crayon. So that's some of the different ways that you can go about making, using different things to make some pictures with. This is dipping ink. This is just ink wash and dipping ink, and I only owned 4 inks at the time. Right, so it was the Hitchcock show. Lee Majors, love Lee Majors, excellent, frankly. So this was a fun one to do. This is from a suggestion from my granddaughter, and the letters are put in the way that I showed you earlier. The Donkey Swimming Adventure are stamped in letters, and the Yeehaw is from the rub down letters. So this is one of the Frankenstein pages. It's just drawn in blue pen or drawn in green pencil and inked, and the rest of it, all the coloring and everything else, was done in Photoshop. This is let's see if I can pull it out. This is a whole bunch of mixed media. So that's heavy red cardstock with white pencil and a black pen. That's the first two panels. The third panel is white pen on the hard, and then white pencil pen on the hard red cardstock. This is actually done right on the page, but there's, of course, paper and tape stuck down on the page in that area too. There's a big piece of paper there. I don't know if it picks up in the, try to turn that so you can see it in the camera. But it's just modifying the surface, just because, right? Just because again. And then heavy red cardstock from the bottom three panels. Sorry, that's not picking up in frame. Let me move the image around a bit there. And just trying different stuff. Trying different stuff there. Seeing, just throwing it at the paper, This is another one of the this is one of the originals from so this is the paper. It's like a really old, cheap brown paper. And part of that one story that I did, Hyacinth Blues. And drawn a tank, This is Antonio Banderas is Too Sexy. It's in red ballpoint pen. Yeah. So, what do we got here? This is Post-its, green tape. There's orange Post-it, green tape, piece of white paper, another orange Post-it. Yes, buddy. In a minute. He's bored. He does not like being bored. This is just blue pen on a piece of paper with some tape. And looking at an old image by Joe Kubert and messing around with it. And then this is, again, some traditional black and white line. I did a lot of these in the a lot of the early one-page suggestions are just straight on black and white line. And because of there's something simply the limitation of it is there's something that's simply empowering about having to develop all of these textures. And I know that it's really stylized, but how I approach drawing grass and trees and whatnot, but I think it comes across as trees. And so that, I've stuck with that. And so this is, and then there's some stamp letters in there. But this is a one-page suggestion from somebody. Here's another one. This is ballpoint on white paper. And punk rock. Here's a fun game. I'll leave this in the camera for a second. This is a fun game that I put out on social media at the time. Can you name all of those punks? Every one of these is a real person. And a couple are obvious and a couple are generic, but there's some pretty big staples in it anyhow. This is fun. I'm going to focus on this lady's backside, but trying to simulate the checkered pattern in pants using a pencil crayon and a thin black line, trying to capture plaid pajamas. This is a 2-page spread that I don't think I can get in camera. This is a Viking berserker that just needs a little bit of me time, which is a 1-page suggestion. Yeah, Spence, I see you're sitting up here on this hill. Yeah, I'm looking here at this flower. But so look down below. Our friends are having so much fun. It's a silly one, but these are covers for incorporating a number of other independent creators' characters. It was a big thing that was done around 2020, around Christmas time. We're just putting each other's characters in pieces together. And this is my vigilante hero. This is my version of Batman that you get to see. it's me dressed up as a rabbit with a baseball bat. That's my version of Batman. And Pink Lemonade is just come out as a comic series from Image Comics. And this is Abel Fader's Jack in the Box. And this is Monty Kanson's Victor. So, yeah, kind of cool. Kind of cool that these guys are really making a name. We're just having fun. These are pages from the Sasquatch book. Green pencil, blue pencil. I didn't bother inking this book. I just scanned the pencils. And I know that some people think that's sacrilege, and I don't care. But after drawing some of these textures and details, I didn't want to ink them. I don't want to do this again. Just because I felt really comfortable with how these had come together. And so the scanning process really allowed that to come through clearly. So I left it as that and colored them. So I'm trying, sorry, let me catch back up here. I'm glad you like that, Philip. Now to look up where I can get my own monkey's paw. Brag. Willow says, hello, have you made a coloring book? I've not made any coloring books. More pages. This was a fun one. How to get a person down a hill. And so I have him falling through panels. Right? So yeah, it was a fun page to draw. Just to try to really carry this across that he's not going down this hill in any kind of glorious fashion. And to try to put in putting one of my portfolios on top of his spot. Chewed out by a cat. This is an early piece of where I've tried to color with watercolors. And talking about how my mind wanders and I think of things as I'm going down the street. What did I miss there? It's Torgo meets Bigfoot. There's a bunch of pages from that. And again, you can see the old way of hand lettering and then taping it down or gluing it down to the page. These are more originals. This is Angels in the Trees. So I tried to, this is ballpoint pen and white pencil crayon on this awful construction paper. Not archival quality paper. So, yeah. I haven't made any coloring books, but a lot of my early books the majority of my early books are black and white. So I suppose that people could color those. Why not? There's more pages. This is the Ruling Elders. This is a walk up the statues on the top of the castle in the story. And just having fun. No rules to this piece, so I was just making up my own pantheon. What else? Oh, okay, here we go. There's more Sasquatch pages. But, this was fun. This is a Million Star Hotel. Let's try this one. That's a Million Star Hotel. So I tried to make a I'm trying to make a hotel made out of stars. Yep. And that's black ballpoint and white pencil crayon on this awful construction paper. This is a really crazy textured heavy cardboard that I used for the cover for the Sasquatch book. And this is just watercolor and some black pencil crayon, little white pencil crayon in there. And then this is a watercolor on cheap, flimsy yellow paper. I think it's acrylic, actually. I think that's acrylic. But, you like the stars? I love the stars. I love the whole notion of a hotel made out of stars. This is the parking for celebrities right here. That's why there's a star. So let's see what else I got in this. I don't know. I got a number of these ding-dong things. This is again another one of the. I'm not going to pull it all out. This is another one of the felt tip pen pages. But not everything's in a pile. Some of it's shoved in books like that. I think I got one more that I pulled down. There's a bunch more, but I'll just this will be enough. This is more of the one-page suggestions. This is a comedian becomes the one thing he hates the most, a clown. And this is black and white line art. It's Jerry Seinfeld. It's my Jerry Seinfeld page. This is red pen and red ink and acrylic paint for this page. And these pages are all in one-page comic extravaganza, volume 1. This is True Love, vampire style, and it's a meeting between the guy from Twilight and Max Schreck. Nosferatu. This white ink on black cardstock, and then black pencil crayon. And then I wrote the letters in white, and I went around them in a black pen. I really kind of like that effect. And now that I look at it, I wish I'd done more of it. There's a cool panel at the bottom here that just offsets the page in my head. It's I don't know if you can see it now. It's Eyes in the Moon on a red cardstock. So that's a lot of little hashing. Piece of red cardstock for no reason. This is just a big blue cards, and the big blue cardstock, and I drew it on in white paint and black pen. Some more traditional pages and trying out different format. This is where I'm starting to get creative with panel work, and this is the sort of stuff I'm trying to do more and more of as I go. But you can see how things pop in and out of the panel, and it's only the one character that does it because it's called Edward Away, and I think it is Edward Away, somebody away, and it's about a little boy that can fly. And so every panel on the page, he's breaking out of the panel every time he shows up and ages through the page. He pops out of the panel because he can't be constrained like that. This is Zipatone in the suit. So it's a patterned acetate overlay that you can change the surface with. And that is a lot of fun. Hey, it's Gary Hodges. Hi, Gary. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. This is Hop Like a Bunny. This is another appearance of me as a vigilante. This is my origin story for my vigilante character. And it's red pen or white pen on red cardstock. That's red ink and pen, and some black pen and stamped letters. More stamped letters in white this time. The little rabbit here that's leaping out of the panel is actually stuck on top. Just trying something different. Now with Photoshop, you can just draw that on a separate piece of paper and insert it and lay it over. But there's the problem that I have with doing everything, it expedites the process, but you lose I like this. I like having to be able to open this page and see that silliness there. But and you lose that preciousness of that when you're just doing everything through the thing. So this is my origin story of, maybe I'll be like a bunny. Bunnies have it good hopping around. That might work. Yeah, I'll dress as a bunny. Maybe. So that's that page. More black and white. This is another one of the things where there's just tape and panels. There's no reason for that. But to me, it's just something feels good, do it. Couple more pages, traditionally drawn. This is in honor of 90s excess comics. I'm sorry, it's out of shot. This is referring to how much I hate 90s comics. the early image era stuff, just because of this kind of thing right here. So, and this is about a kid who's Timmy, who's got himself a bucket of frogs, and Mom says through the window, "Timmy, what are you doing?" And this panel is for only for him to shout, "Nothing!" Because that's what kids do. And then the frogs start talking to him, and Timmy freaks out. So, another traditionally drawn page, but colored in the book in a really dramatically different way. This is red ballpoint and ink on straight old comic sheet. But this is a lot of fun. This is a Wear Hair Care, it's called. It's about a werewolf embarrassed by his male pattern baldness. I don't know where some of these come from. This is a page that has never been printed, I don't think. It's just takes all kinds, and it's just talking about different emotions and different personality associations. This is the two Cathys going for a ride in a car and singing along with Tom Cochrane. That's stamped on letters. This is a traditionally drawn black and white where I tried to correct some panels because that face is terrifying. This is blue ballpoint pen, a number of my different dance moves that I've put on paper here. If one of these streams, I'll have to show you them. Or you can just look here. This is good. Yeah, let's just look here. But this is in the one-page comic extravaganza, volume 1. And then here's another green cardstock with white pencil crayon and pen and black pen and ink and acrylic and whatever else I could throw down on there. And this is a story. This is a fun one for me because a lot of times I'll do a visual image through an entire page, a visual narrative, and then I'll do a textual narrative that doesn't necessarily match. And so what I'm referring to, it does, but it does not. And so what I'm referring to with this one is, let me see where it is. I think it's on this side of the page. So you can see a lot of those pages I've just shown you colored. Okay, today's not going as I intended. And so it's a car crash scene, right? Yeah, Dee Dee, hashtag Christopher Walken, hashtag dance moves. Today's not going as I intended. What I planned is slipped out of my control. I veered off from where I wanted to be. Okay, let me slow this moment down. And so textually, I try to make the reader slow down. I feel as though someone's out to get me. Maybe I'm being silly. That's got to be it. Such a silly Billy. So I'll readjust what I had planned. That'll fix it. Everything will be grand. Smooth sailing then. But the reality is that, of course, he's in the middle of a car crash, and his smooth sailing is him flying over the side of a cliff. Because I'm dark. That's why my friends call me Whiskers. So this, yeah, so that's a lot of the pages from this book. So you can see some of there's the Society of Vultures, there's the dance moves, and as I'm learning Photoshop, it's now become more than just putting text in things. Now I'm able to do, I really modified that 9-panel page into this so that I could just explore different, elements and how to put a page together. This is pretty much just direct, so as I get better, I'm able to do more things. There's the Antonio Banderas is Too Sexy. This is Nicolas Cage as the Queen giving an address about the pandemic. Early days of the pandemic. So there's the Jerry Seinfeld as a clown. It says, for your public transgressions, you will be put in an institution where every effort will be made to correct you. Can I get a second option? Yeah. Get him out of here. Observational, that's all I was being. I just observed. So, I did the thumbs up way over here. That doesn't work. So yeah, so that's some pages. That's me trying to get across. Try anything. Throw whatever you can together. And whatever, if you work on pieces of paper this big, you can still put them, like a lot of those pages will have pieces of cardstock that I've adhered down to a 9-panel page. I don't have to do that now. This is what I say when the preciousness is lost, because now I can just scan these pages and format them together. But there's something nice about having copies of them. There's something nice about having, some kind of tangible, physical, I got this thing here, in one form, so I could flip through it in a book or whatever it might be. So, there's things that get lost when you're working in different ways. But yeah, I hope there's some ideas in there for some people. And I don't know, maybe that's some inspirato for you to try some different things. But I don't think I've done that before. I don't think I've ever sat down and shown some of the pages. And so a lot of these pages are, so I've written and illustrated 30 books now, and printed 30 books printed, and God knows how many random drawings and paintings over the years. I don't think I've ever counted. I have a Curriculum Vitae that has records of all those and all the shows I've done, but that's the artsy fartsy world, right? But yeah, 30 comic pages, or 30 comic books through RP Comics, and then now through Tardigrade Press and Open Mind Comics, and Popcan is one that a bunch of friends put together. And then we've got, all the anthologies and the alphabeteries and the all the different stuff. So it's try anything. There's no reason that you can't. There's no necessity for what's the right or wrong way in the world of art, in my opinion. There's so many different things that you can put together. And there's so many different ways that we can creatively express ourselves. I think that there's so many things that, like, I'd like to see, if it'd be tricky, but I mean, even things like Didi, with the different coloring techniques that you show people on your stream, there's I bet you a number of those people with their books that you're taking images from, I bet you a number of those people would line up to let you put together a book about, all the different projects that you've used to show people how to go about, coloring, different coloring techniques. Or like, I'd like to see a behind the scenes. I'm going to order the behind the scenes book that I just found out that Jim has done. I think that'd be a lot of fun to, at some point in time, to see Gary put together a behind the scenes book for DVSM. And any of these people I mentioned, if anybody here hasn't seen their sites yet, please go check out Didi Willingham, Gary Hodges, Jim Lujan, frankly, Salazar. I guess I better Salazar Nation. Philip Chandler. Anybody I'm missing, I apologize. So what I find with these Faber-Castells is that it's so light, it works kind of great because it's kind of milky. So I think this is a fun one for doing fog with, because of that milky factor as it comes in there. I'm going to check out Didi's baby wipe method, but I think that this one always has worked pretty well for me. Just putting it down and then softening the mark. So yeah. So this is panel 1 for the ghost story, the haunted house story. And I got crack-a-lacking in this. Didi has hundreds and hundreds of artist coloring books. I mean, the stuff that you've done publicly. Like, if there's a bunch of things that you like, and maybe those artists would let you put together a book of the coloring books that you put together, the coloring displays and examples. There's got to be something to be said for maintaining these traditional techniques and getting these in print or getting these in some sort of format, because digital's not permanent. It's simply not permanent. It's as much as we like to think that it lasts forever, it gets buried. It gets buried in the masses. Oh, Didi says I have Yeah, Faber-Castell has a white in the Pit Artist pen brush. It is terrible. It's very light. So a lot of technique books, artists, and they all appreciate it. I think that anybody would be lucky to have you using one of their things for a tutorial. So I'm going to sit down and draw a tighter shot on the entranceway of the old house. And then I'm going to do the same panel again. So this is my intention for spend a little time this afternoon relaxing after the grandkids here for the week. I'm going to finish this and finish the pencil book. Many books of color online. Posca is the best white pen ever, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I have ordered more of these because I've never seen one that was so nice, And I picked up, I got a red one here that I need to baptize on a project. Maybe this one. And yeah, there's certain things. And then for inks, I've been coming across different ones. This is P.H. Martin. I like P.H. Martin's inks. There's a body to them. And of course, Winsor Newton inks are great. The Winsor Newton white, calligraphy white, is a lot of fun because it really has a solid opacity to it when you put it down. For fountain and dip pens. So it's purposely made for being pushed on the surface. So it's definitely a good ink to me. But yeah, I've got some. I think I will be doing that. I've got some red electrical tape. I think I'll be putting in these pages and some the red Posca pen. I want to get going. So I think I'll do some of those colors in here. But yeah, well, that's the tour. Sorry, it's kind of an anticlimactic week, maybe. I think I really feel good about a lot of the pages that have come out this week. I've really felt like this week was a pressure cooker situation for me with keeping the kids occupied. But I feel that the output that I've had this week is still pretty good, still measuring up. So I'm going to spend some time this weekend chasing down some different things. And, it's good every now and then. I don't know if other people feel like this. I feel good having gone through, just flipping through some of these books with you. And the reason that I say that is because sometimes we step away from methods and techniques that we've used in the past that we forgot about, because you are always trying something else or always doing something new, or especially when you get like in some of the books that I've done for myself and for others, because they're so, and I know Gary can attest to this, because you get so focused in on this long-term project, you tend to forget about some of the different fun little techniques and bits and bobs that you came up with over the course of time. And so flipping through an old portfolio or flipping through an old sketchbook or stack of finished paintings or drawings or whatever, you're going to pull out things and realize, oh yeah, that really worked well. That really connected for me. So I'm going to get down into some of that again. So that's kind of what I'm feeling today. I pull them out and say, maybe somebody will get inspired to try something like this. And meanwhile, I'm feeling inspiradoed myself. Hello, Kilburn. Welcome aboard. So if anybody's looking for trying a different technique or a different approach or something like that, or seeing what kind of assembly that you can put together, feel free to check out this video again or whatever, or tell other people that you might know that would have some interest in that. So Gary says, I'm looking forward to not only writing the next script, but finding some in-between art to do of a totally different style, even if it's just a doodle a day. That's a wonderful idea, Gary. I think that's a really wonderful idea. See you all around the streams, Didi. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. That's a really great idea, Gary, to do that, because I think that it'll put some oil back in the engine. If you're feeling like, it's the end of a marathon run, sometimes it's nice to just go for a walk. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's there's a great liberation in not having to do something specifically for that purpose. But if it is a series or if it is a continuing project, you kind of got to stay on that train or not be off of it for too long. But in the meantime, try something different. It's I'll see you on Monday, Dee Dee. I'm going to check out Dee Dee's Monday stream. I've got a routine now in the studio of different people's streams at different times. I try to check in on Gary's on Saturdays, and maybe Jim's will be on Sunday nights, and Dee Dee's on Monday and Wednesday morning. And Phil, when you settle down to you got your Wednesday nights, right? Your Wednesday nights for now. When you settle down into your new habits and routine for streaming, I'm going to be trying to catch in on those. And frankly, I try to check in on yours. Anybody else that's got streams coming up, please let me know. If I know that when I set up a live stream, because I do it through StreamYard, I think it puts a notification out that I'm going to be here at 2:00. But I try to let people know what time I'm going to be here at on the Instagram and the Facebooks. So, So this is going to be the doorway. I'm going to draw this panel twice because I'm a masochist. So I'm going to draw a close-up shot on an entranceway. This is just a little gondola gazebo thing. But I'm going to do, we put the fourth leg in there so that thing doesn't fall over, eh? There we go. So I'm going to draw the doorway, and then I'm going to draw the doorway with someone standing in front of it, looking out. That's the theory. So, I'll do a short piece with these little modified cards, and this business, the different things that I stick down don't mean anything, because when I do the image, I just do the image flat and regardless of them, and I that's kind of fun to me because it puts forward these little things to look for, these little value changes and things like that within the image. It makes the image happen a little bit more. There's a little bit more popping in there, especially when it's a flat black and white thing dropped down on top of it, right? So keep little scraps of whatnot around, or tapes, or because that's all this is yellow postcard or yellow speech card. What are these called? Dee Dee told me earlier. And some green masking tape. And then our tools for today is this. Oh, actually, I haven't used this. Have I? I don't know. Maybe. But that's our tools for today. So, you can, I hope the examples that I showed earlier, Gary, I hope there's something in you you're like, I want to try that. What does he stand 6 feet away from the paper and just throw it at it? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I knew somebody that did that in the studio. Everybody else in this shared studio did not like that person. They were a little fed up of Mr. Performance Art. But everybody's got their process. So I'm going to have some fun with this and put this together and get this posted probably for Sunday or Monday. And again, if anybody has any one-page comic suggestions or ideas that they want to send to me on one of the social platforms in the comments there, or comments for this video, let me know. I'm open to anything. I even tried Dee Dee's three words out of a bag idea for the bug cowboy lizard page, and that was fun. You just gotta have fun, folks. Okay, I'm gonna sign off for now, and because I got some things I gotta get done. But in the meantime, I hope you keep creating. I hope that some of this stuff helped today, and that you go off and make fantastic things. And I'd really like to see them. So let me know how I can. Other than that, have a great weekend. I'll let people know if I'm going to stream this weekend, because I very well might. Okay? In the meantime, we'll talk. Oh, hey, there you go. Phil says, we'll chat again soon. I like that. I was going to say, we'll talk soon. Great. Take care, gang. Bye for now.